Chris, hey, how's it going?
I am good, my man. How are you?
Great. I really, really liked your show. Sex Lives of College Girls felt like it just knew exactly what it was right from the start. Just
Yeah,
fits right in the pocket.
yeah,
Comfortable tone. Um, you know, extremely sex positive. Ex-
absolutely sex positive.
yeah, and inclusive and not afraid to make fun of itself either. I really like that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, honestly, with a name like the Sex Lives of College Girls, it's only right that we stay true to, to what it was, like it's not misleading at all. You get exactly what you pretty much thought you were going to get.
So, what's your entry point? How do you feel about it? What's it like to shoot it?
To shoot it was great. Honestly, I mean, seeing Mindy attached to the project and Justin attached to the project, I kind of had an idea of what I was getting myself into. Obviously went back and did my research. I've been a fan of The Office for a long time. I have friends who are really, really into the Mindy project too. And, I got a whiff of that sense of comedy and, coming in and going on set, it was pretty much exactly what I expected, just working with a lot of really, really funny people was a great experience and a new experience for me too, because I haven't done comedy in a long time.
So, how do you find that connection, that click right away? How do you kind of fit within that atmosphere?
I mean, truthfully, comedy was always my first passion. Like I started acting because of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like
Mm.
I'm one of those guys. I know like all the words to almost every episode of that show. So like I've almost just been waiting to tap back into that comedy atmosphere. And, this was my chance, and just working with other funny people is like, it just makes it a lot easier to fall into it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
for those who haven't seen it yet, because it hasn't dropped yet, but it will. Let's set it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the show, what you really like about it, and your character.
Yeah. So, I mean, The Sex Lives of College Girls follows the journey of four young women who get to college for four completely different reasons. They all find out they're roommates. Some are happy about it, some aren't happy about it. Um, and I just feel like it's them navigating their school lives, their love lives, their sex lives, and kind of growing into the women that they're going to be for the rest of their lives, while just making jokes out of almost everything they go through. My character's name is Canaan. He works in the coffee shop with Kimberly, played by Pauline. And he's kind of just like uh, comedic pressure being released from that tension of her, having a job and trying to fit in because she's from a town in Arizona that is like not cultured at all. And now she finds herself in a coffee shop with a young Black man and a young Spanish woman. So like she's just like trying to like fit in and trying to make friends. And at first we're kind of making fun of her for, how uncultured she is. And there's a really, really funny scene where we're pretty much messing with her about what our lives are about. And eventually she ends up kind of sticking up for me in a situation. And from then on, we become really close. I pretty much become her only male confidant in the show. And then, yeah, I mean, I would, it grows into so much more, but I can't really,
Yeah. What's it
leave it.
like to do a show like this that I don't think I've ever seen before that has four strong female leads?
Man, I think that's like a part of why I'm really, really proud of being on the show. I definitely didn't see myself on one of these shows at first. You know what I'm saying? On this kind of like world revolving around like love and teen love and stuff like that. But like being on the coattail of four beautiful women is like a very, very interesting thing for me. It's never happened for me. in this industry. I've never been on set in an atmosphere like that, but I think it's awesome. And just how diverse the show is in general, like, and how open it is to everybody in everyone's walk of life, which is just great. Which is why I really feel like a lot of people are going to gravitate to it too.
Mhm. At the beginning, you have a lot of your scenes with Pauline, and you
Yeah.
talked about her just briefly. She kind of looks a little bit, you can see some resemblances to her brother, to
Oh
Timothy
yeah.
Chalamet.
Oh
But
yeah.
she's still bringing it in her own way, and is really funny too.
Yeah. No.
What's it like working with her?
She's awesome, man. She's really, really awesome. She's so sweet. And she's a hard worker too. Like she's very, very focused on set. She's very like locked in. I think she's great. I love working with her because her facial expressions are so like good to work off of. Like I love the coverage on me when she's talking because I'm really just reacting to like all of her like, you can see it all on her face, which is like great for me as an actor because it's so easy to just be in the moment with her. But like working with her is great. She also, she's from France and stuff, and like she speaks French. My first language was French as well. So like we get along like really well. We just be talking in French and like joking, and people be looking at it like, what the hell are they talking about? But yeah, we built a great, great relationship. And I love that girl.
Great. And of course, one of the plot lines is that she's not able to speak French properly. So
That is so funny to me. Like I think it is so hilarious. When I read that in the script, I was like, wow, how is she gonna act like she doesn't know how to speak French and then actually does speak fluent French, beautiful French actually.
who pulls it off? And I
Yeah.
think that's really the beauty of the show, is that it's so much based in, a lot of it is kind of cringe, which I like a lot. I like
Oh yeah.
cringe comedy.
Yeah.
Some of it's serious, some of it is dramatic, some slow reveals as well too,
Mhm.
and just really understands its sense of tone. And obviously I have to wonder how much of it maybe is based in reality. It's a fictional college, but maybe Mindy and Justin took a little of their own experience into it.
I definitely think they did. I have that same exact question. There are certain moments that I feel like when I'm watching Bella, it
Mm,
feels like I'm watching a young Mindy.
mm,
And there are just, I mean, I'm just talking to Justin about his experience of becoming a writer and stuff like that. And, all of the sitcoms he watched growing up and stuff like that. I can see bits of pieces of Justin in there too. I definitely think they took pieces of their soul and put it in this for sure.
mhm. So
Mhm.
character a little bit different than you. How do you play it differently? Do you think
Um,
maybe you're kind of pausing a little bit more? You kind of have a look of like, I'm in on it, but I kind of don't want them to know quite yet.
exactly. Well, like as far Canaan and me are pretty similar. Caden is basically me if I actually went to college and didn't become an actor. You
Mm,
know, he's obviously like a funny guy, but like he's very much over all of the hype of like her being like a freshman and like all of that new stuff. Like he's been there for a couple years now. He's already like found his way in his groove, so he's just doing him. And then Kimberly comes and she's got this bright energy and he's just kind of looking at her like, simmer down, like it's what I'm saying, like you'll get used to this soon. But like, I mean, yeah, me and him are definitely similar in a couple of ways. And he changes a lot as the season goes on too, especially towards the end. Like the storyline that happens between him and some of the other characters, like you'll see that's when me and him start to like definitely differ a little bit.
So tell me a little bit about, you were saying about reading the scripts and just getting exactly what it was. Do you feel like when you were reading through it, there were sort of any moments? I mean, they'll play out on screen. Any moments that you were like, I can't believe that they're pulling this off, or this is just like such a good comic bit?
Absolutely. When the first thing I ever read was the audition scene, and that scene isn't anywhere in the first season. It might be somewhere in next season or whatever because it's just such a funny scene. But it was a scene between me and my boss Roger,
Mm.
And when I say like every line made me laugh, like almost every line made me laugh. And I mean, yeah, they're very ambitious with their writing. There was a couple times I looked, I was like, oh wow, like, okay, we're going there with it, which is great for me because that's the type of comedy I like. You know what I'm saying? I don't like shy comedy at all. Like I'm really, I love comedians. I love, I love that raunchy kind of talk in a sense. But like, I wasn't like weirded out or like scared of it. I embraced it. I saw it and I was like, this is gonna be great. We're gonna eat this up.
Yeah, what's been your kind of what kind of shows, what kind of movies have you really enjoyed?
Oh, I mean, man, ironically, my room is right over here. I have my wall is full of movie posters. Like you can't even really see my wall. It's literally just movie posters everywhere. I'm a big movie guy. Not too much of a TV person, but like the shows I have gravitated towards are like things like The Sopranos,
Mm.
Dexter,
Mm.
Lost was crazy back then.
Mm.
I'm really into like those like prime time, really well written, flushed out shows. As far as movies, dude, I'm a big Scorsese fan, dude. I love gangster movies. I love mob movies. The Godfathers is an all-time favorite for me. Casino is an all-time favorite for me. Goodfellas. Um, and then of course, I have my nerd stuff. I'm really into like The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, or like my Marvel movies and DC movies. Big DC fan, big Batman fan as well. So, but yeah, like yeah, I'd say like my favorite movie of all time for real, and a lot of people look at me like, what, is like The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. Like there's something about that movie that like I can watch it over and over and over again.
I'm gonna have to. I'm definitely gonna check that one out again on your
Oh yeah.
recommendation.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's my favorite Tom Cruise movie. I don't watch too many Tom Cruise movies. Besides that, I would say like The Edge of Tomorrow is awesome. Obviously Mission Impossible, great movies. But like Tom really gives a performance I've never seen him give. It's deep. And I'm also really into Japanese culture as well. So just kind of seeing him take all of that in was like really special for me. Yeah.
So I'll jump it back. All Day and a Night. You had a really incredible interaction with Ashton Sanders,
Oh yeah.
and we had just spoken to
Oh
Ashton
yeah.
for his show for at the Wu Tang.
Yeah.
What was it like working with him?
Ashton is my boy, man. Till this day, I was just talking to him a couple days ago. I love that man so much. He's special, dude. He's special. He's got a tone and a demeanor that I feel like no other young person has really captured. He is perfect for those dark storylines, you know what I'm saying? Which is ironic because he's actually such a gentle person in real life. Like if you know him, like it's so funny watching him play these hard characters because in real life he's actually like a sweetheart, you know what I'm saying? But working with him was great. We thank God when I got to Oakland, we actually had like we didn't have any scenes for like 2 weeks. So we just hung out for 2 weeks, which was awesome. I mean, we just walked around San Francisco, bar hopped, went to Dolores Park a couple times, and got to know each other really, really well, along with some of the other cast. So by the time we got to that scene, I mean, Joe had really like just left the camera on, and was just like, all right, start again, start again, start again. It was just so easy to live in that moment with him, and have that level of camaraderie that those characters have, because we had already kind of built a really cool relationship that we knew was going to carry on for the rest of our lives, So,
So
yeah.
I'll ask you lastly with this show in particular, because it seems like, again, a common element among a lot of your projects.
Yeah.
It feels like you seem to understand the tone, the
Yeah.
balance. You know, I call back again watching some of your stuff that has been much more serious, has
Yeah.
been funny. How do you find that? Is this something that you're seeking? Is this something that you continue to seek?
Absolutely. 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 I mean, I can say it's truthfully because I am a student of the game. You know, like I watch so much content that like as soon as I get a script, I can see like what they're trying to accomplish. And then I can gauge whether or not I'll be an asset to these people or not. You know what I'm saying? So um reading this, I knew where they were going. You know what I'm saying? And ironically, when I got this script, I was like halfway through The Office because my friends always watch The Office. And I'm always like kind of getting in like in the middle and not really knowing like the character. So I took it upon myself to just like start from the beginning. And then this script came and I was like, okay, this is actually perfect. But like I can say I get the tone of a lot of things because I watch a lot of things, you know. So it wasn't that difficult to understand it. But yeah, that is something I seek for sure. I don't want to be one dimensional at all. You know, I want to occupy multiple lanes as far as an actor. I want to show that I can do, you know, different things. And this is I feel like as far as my journey goes, this was perfect.
Okay,
Perfect place. Yeah.
okay, I gotta ask you then, do you have a favorite when you're watching The Office? Do you have a favorite episode, a favorite scene, a favorite Mindy moment even that you're working with Mindy after watching her work in The Office?
Actually, ironically, I love the episodes she wrote. She has really good episodes. She has, I think, 2 or 3 episodes that she wrote. Those are all super, super funny. Favorite moment. Oh man, that is so hard because like there's just so much. Like what is there, like 13 seasons or something? Like it's so like that's a hard question. Favorite episode. There's definitely a Christmas party episode that had me dying. There was that episode where Michael was like thinking about committing suicide and he's like talking to the whole team on top of the building. That shit made me laugh so hard. My favorite character, I can say my favorite character is Jim.
Yeah.
I love Jim, and I feel like I watched a lot of Jim for Canaan
Mm,
because
mm.
then, like I said before, he exists in this realm that's everything is so crazy around him that his real reaction to things is like probably some of the funniest stuff I've seen. Everybody around him is so crazy, and he'll just look at the camera like these people are nuts, and that it gets me every time. So like, I definitely tried to emulate a lot of Jim in Canaan for sure.
I can see that now. Now I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch it again to check it out. Although
yeah.
you couldn't quite do the winking or the looking into the camera, right? You couldn't
No,
quite break that fourth wall,
no,
but
can't do that.
almost.
Yeah, pretty much. That damn near with his demeanor and his energy towards like what Kimberly gives him, he's doing just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was really cool to see those scenes. Now I'll rewatch those scenes again. You've given me a
Yeah.
list of things to watch. Just wanted to say thank you because this has been really cool, and I wish you really success with the show and in your own work as well,
Yeah, man.
further on into your career. So.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. This has been a great conversation.